Looks like we're shaping up for an open. Is this just opportunistic buying?
Honestly, I think we're just getting through just a revolving door of risk. And look, while the tariff announcements really to us aren't good fundamentally, we haven't really got to the point where we're talking about broad tariffs. And we're still not talking about broad tariffs as it comes to Congress working it into a reconciliation bill. So, yeah, look, it's a modestly positive open, but we still have a lot of risks and we keep working through kind of a news story almost every day, is what it feels like.
Okay, so it looks like Mag 7 is slightly underperforming, but you're pointing out that equal weighted growth stocks in the NASDAQ are leading value.
Yeah, I think this is really, really interesting because everyone who's been preaching value, value, value feels like they're taking a victory lap to start the year. Because when you look at the cap weighted style indexes, value is really outperforming growth. But on an equal weighted basis, you actually have growth stocks beating value. You have the equal weighted NASDAQ beating the S&P 500 equal weight and even small cap. So it's funny, like, for as much as we want to talk about it's the end of growth, really it's just the broadening of the growth trade. And a lot of those stories are still working.
Your word of the day is also your trade of the day.
Well, I would say, yeah, growth is the word of the day because there's a couple things. One, growth is still working for investors. Yeah, I just highlighted some key points, but on top of that, it's the value companies where growth is inflecting that's driving the story. So as much as we want to talk about valuation, we want to talk about risks, a really great cure-all to that is to have really good growth and to have really good fundamentals.
Okay, and Uber, which you're picking Uber as your trade, which you're kind of preaching to the choir here because there's no sell ratings on Uber.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm not worried about consensus here. I'm thinking about market pricing. And when we think about a lot of the growth stocks, there's actually not much of a margin of fundamental safety. But Uber, while it's up a lot in the last couple of days, is coming off a pretty bad session after it reported actually good results. It's a stock that really hasn't moved over the past year. And even though the top line growth is decelerating, you see a ton of operating leverage in the platform as EBITDA expands, and EBITDA margins are set to expand not just this year, but into next year as well. So again, growth story with some fundamental margin of safety and expanding margins ahead. We think Uber is a really good trade for the growth side of your portfolio.